Welcome to the class. Today I would like to discuss the last topic in the third unit is impulse blade section. As you can see here, let us take two blades, blade 1 and blade 2. The gap or space between the two blades is S. This is pitch. Okay. As we know that the blade angle at the exit of the blade is beta 2. Okay. And here the cross section of the blade, that is, it would be a perpendicular to the angle of the blade, which means perpendicular means inside the slide. So this is the cross section of the blade. Now we can find the cross sectional area. So here we can see S sin beta 2. Okay. From here S is there. So from here we can write it as S sin beta 2 minus T. T is the thickness of the edge. So this blade will have edges. So the thickness of the edge, it would be generally 0.001 inches. Okay, into length of the blade has a certain length L, and n is the number of passages. Here in this particular figure it has two passages, like that it may have n number of passages. That would be equal to the product of mass flow rate into specific volume divided by VR2. VR2 means relative velocity at the exit. So here this is the relative velocity. Okay, this we can write it as mv2. V2 is the specific volume divided by nl vr2 equals to s sin beta 2 minus t. Here t is the thickness of the edge. Again this we can write it as s sin beta 2 equals to mv2 divided by nl vr2 plus t 1 by s. Here s is the pitch. Okay, now here beta 2 is the blade angle at the exit. Generally the blade angle, it would be a 2 to 3 degrees. Okay, now let us solve a problem on impulse turbine. Steam flows from the nozzle of single row impulse turbine with a velocity of 400 meter per second. Okay, here steam velocity is 400 meter per second, which means the inlet velocity of the steam V1 is 400 meter per second, and 15 degrees nozzle inlet angle. Nozzle inlet angle is alpha 1. So here alpha 1 is 15 degrees. Steam at 5 kg per second comes out of the equiangular moving blades. Steam at 5 kg per second. That means mass flow rate is 5 kg per second. Okay. And also they mention that comes out of the equiangular moving blades. Equiangular means the blade angles are equal. That means beta 1 equals to beta 2. Okay. The remaining data is with an absolute velocity of 50 meters per second and with a nozzle outlet angle of 60 degrees, which means absolute velocity at the exit 80 meters per second, that is V2. So here I have written V2 is 80 meter per second. The nozzle outlet angle means alpha 2. Alpha 2 is the 60 degrees. Okay, this also I have written. So this is the given data. Here we have to find the power developed and the losses due to friction. Now first of all we have to find the blade angles beta 1 and beta 2. Okay, to find the blade angles we can write it as tan beta 1 equals to V1 sin alpha 1 divided by V1 cos alpha 1 minus U, which means this we already discussed in one of our previous class. Again I am explaining. So this length and this length. So this length is x. So this length is y. Okay. Now tan equals to x by y by x. Y by x. Okay. Here y is this length. If you divide the v1 like this vertical length is v1 sin alpha 1 and this horizontal is v1 cos alpha 1, and also here in this direction u is there, so minus u. Okay, so the same thing I have written here, y by x, that is v1 sin alpha 1 divided by v1 cos alpha 1 minus u. Okay, here we know all the values. Okay, but here we don't know the value of the u, that we have to find out. Okay, again we can write same equation for tan beta 2 to find the blade exit angle beta 2. Tan beta 2 we can write it as v1 sin alpha 2 divided by v2 cos alpha 2 plus u, because this one, if you divide this line, so this is the x, this one is y. Okay, again tan equals to y by x. Here y length is v2 sin alpha 2, x is v2 cos alpha 2, but here ut is in opposite direction, so plus u. Okay, the same thing I have written here, v2 sin alpha 2 divided by v2 cos alpha 2 plus u. Okay, here also we know all the values except the value of u. Okay, to find the value u we have to equate tan beta 1 tan beta 2, because in the problem they have given that equiangular angles, which means beta 1 equals to beta 2. So that is the reason why here I equated tan beta 1 equals to tan beta 2. Okay, now if you equate this one and this one, when you simplify you will get the value u. So the value u is 131 meter per second. Now in the problem they asked us to find the power. Power equals to m into VW u by 1000. Okay, m is the mass flow rate, u is the blade velocity, Vw is the whirl velocity. Here we know all the values except Vw, whirl velocity. So we have to find the whirl velocity. Okay, whirl velocity is, as we know that whirl velocity is, so this total length is the whirl velocity Vw. Okay, so whirl velocity we can write it as, here you can see this equation, v1 cos alpha 1 plus v2 cos alpha 2, which means here you can see, so if you divide v1 this one is the V1 cos alpha 1 plus the remaining length is this one. Okay, this one we can divide it as, if we divide V2 we can write it as V2 cos alpha 2. Okay, this length is the cos alpha 2. Now the same thing I have written here. Here we know all the values. We know alpha 1 value, alpha 2 value, V1 value, V2 value, which are already given in the problem. Now we can find the whirl velocity 426.4 meter per second. Now once you substitute all the values in the power equation, we can get the power equals to 279.3 kilowatts. They also asked in the problem losses due to the friction, which means, for example, this is a blade. When steam flowing over the blade, due to the friction, there will be losses. So this is the VR1, this one is VR2. Okay. When there is no friction, if you neglect the friction, VR1 it will be equal to VR2. This is already explained one of our previous class. If there is a friction, the equation is frictional force equals to M into M is the mass flow rate, VR1 square minus VR2 square. VR1 is relative velocity at inlet of the blade. VR2 is relative velocity at outlet of the blade, divided by 2 into 1000. Okay, this equation we already discussed in one of our previous class. The same equation I am using to find the friction. Okay, here we don't know the values of the VR1 and VR2. Those things we have to find the from the velocity diagram. Okay, from the velocity diagram we can write it as VR1 square equals to V1 sin alpha 1 whole square plus V1 cos alpha 1 minus u, which means here this is the VR1. Okay, this we can write it as, so if you divide V1, this length is V1 cos alpha 1 and also here u is there, so minus u plus, and this vertical length, vertical is V1 sin alpha, that will give VR1 square. Okay, here we know all the values. Once you substitute, we will get the value of the VR1 square. The same way from the velocity diagram we can find VR2 square also. Now once you substitute VR1 square, VR2 square values in the equation, we will get the friction. Friction equals to, frictional power equals to 103.96 kilowatts. Okay. With this I stop here. The third unit is over. In the next class I will start fourth unit, impulse reaction turbine.